What up? Y'all can't see me. It's early. It's like 5:54. I'm headed out of town, so I'm driving. Um, and I wanted to try to do a live stream while I was driving. Um, Maybe you'll see me. Matter of fact, you won't even see me the whole live stream. It's gonna be dark the whole live stream because it doesn't get bright outside until like 7:30 here, and it's like 5:55 right now. So you're not going to be able to see me very clear, but you should be able to hear me. And forgive me if you hear some type of buffering during this live stream because, like I said, I'm driving out of town. So we'll see how it goes. This is about to be a 45-minute, maybe 50-minute live stream. I'm going to try to be very, very clear about my message and try not to drag any black men or anyone in the black community. I'm going to try not to because I don't think that that type of material on YouTube is conducive to the progress of the black community at all. And so I've been on YouTube for a very long time, and initially I wasn't doing any videos about the black community, but I decided to start doing them 3 years ago because I was receiving so many questions and so many video topic suggestions from people inside of the black community to address like topics we were having trouble with. And I noticed back then that the black men on YouTube were kind of like detrimental to the growth of black men in general. Okay, if you're a black man and you're on YouTube looking for some type of leadership, you picked the wrong platform to come to get that. Because most of the men on this site are led by their egos, by pride, by immaturity. Most of them are street niggas, niggas with criminal records, niggas with drug or alcohol abuse problems, and they want to give you some type of advice in regards to how you should deal with women and your family and your finances. And 9 times out of 10, most of them are in no position themselves to be giving you any kind of advice because they're still speaking from a derogatory, disrespectful, like, way to carry themselves. I mean, if you're listening to a black male YouTuber and every other word that comes out of his mouth is in disrespect towards a black woman, that's not an alpha male. That's not a sigma male. That's a beta male. That's a beta male with hyper masculinity trying to lead other men who are looking for guidance and leadership, but that person themselves need it. You know what I mean? We got black men on YouTube with failed rap careers, looking for another place to come up. We got black men on here who chastise and disrespect black women and talk about what black women should be doing or shouldn't be doing in a traditional sense, but they themselves aren't traditional men. It's like black men on here want black women to be the type of women that require marriage, won't have kids out of wedlock, will be motherfucking Mrs. Butterworth or damn Martha Stewart, can be a good homemaker and a cook and do laundry. They don't want the independent woman who has her own finances. And if they do want that type of woman, they're expecting that woman to also be able to juggle being Mrs. Butterworth. See, you can't be Mrs. Butterworth and Miss Independent at the same time. It's a very, very hard, difficult process to be a good wife, a good mother, and then turn around and have this amazing career. It's a lot to juggle. So men want these like traditional women, but they themselves don't have a traditional income. They aren't bringing any type of real like finances to their own households. Okay, they don't have proper education. They don't have proper employment, but they get onto YouTube and could consider themselves leaders and want to create videos discussing, what black women should or shouldn't be doing or the mistakes that black women make. And it's unfortunate to see because it's just more blind people, blind sheep leading more blind sheep into the wrong direction. I bet you if I asked most of the black men on YouTube that are listening to most of the black male content creators looking for guidance and leadership, if I ask these men, have you, ever since you've been watching that content creator that you love so much, okay, that entertains you, that makes you laugh with their jokes in regards to black women, has it improved your life at all? Has your income gotten any better? Did you start any businesses, or did you get any more education? Are you married? Did the black man that you're listening to on YouTube help you find an amazing wife to mother your children? You know, I'm noticing that none of these men that are watching these men that they're looking for leadership and guidance from, none of these men's lives have been improving. So it's like you see the same men, like I said, I've been doing this for 3 years, okay? The same man or men who were bitching and complaining 3 years ago are still in the same place they were 3 years ago with watching these same black men talk about how bad black women are. These men on YouTube aren't holding men accountable at all, like for anything. It's all put into black women's hands. A black woman should be this, a black woman should be that traditionally, but these men aren't traditional themselves and then wonder why they fail in the finance, family, career, relationship, marriage department. You know, it's unfortunate, with the exception of, I want to say, O'Shea Duke. Sometimes when I look at O'Shea Duke, I've said this before, and I haven't watched him in a long time. There's times where I've watched O'Shea and I'm like, okay, that's some good advice to give a black man in regards to his career or his finances or just black people in general. Like, I heard him say something yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Yeah, I think it was yesterday. I was watching him. He was doing a video about Cynthia G. Everybody's talking about Cynthia G. So he was doing a video about her. And inside of it, he said, another person's failure isn't your success. And I was like, wow, that sounds like some shit that will come out of O'Shea's mouth, because he isn't as ignorant as a lot of the black male YouTubers that I see on YouTube all of the time. Another person that might be a good black leader might be Boyce Watkins. Okay, Boyce Watkins is a good leader in regards to business and money. Okay? What I'm noticing is that a lot of these men that are watching these black male YouTubers, okay, they're still broke. They're still going around juggling a whole bunch of women. They think that being an alpha male means let me beat on my chest and be egotistical, disrespect women, and still be able to get an amazing woman on my arm. You have to be able to change who you are as a man and grow. Watching these men on YouTube, if you're a man, it's going to stunt your growth. This isn't the best place for you to go to be looking for some type of leadership and guidance. It just isn't. I mean, because it's like a shitload of black male YouTubers, but it's only a handful of them that are actually good for you. And if you're not careful, you're going to start drinking this poison, and then you're going to look at your life and wonder why it hasn't changed, but yet you're still here watching the same content creator, adding money to his Patreon, giving him donations, but your life hasn't improved. You're just coming here to be entertained by the insults that this man flings about black women. That's it. That's all you're getting from most of the black men on YouTube. It's entertainment, being able to laugh at the fact that this black man is disrespecting black women. And why that would be humorous to you to begin with is a whole nother conversation. Like, you really have to consider where you are mentally when you think that these male content creators who claim that they're spreading facts about single mothers or black women or welfare queens or whatever the case is, if you think the stuff that they're saying is actually beneficial to you, and you get onto YouTube every day and you look at these men, donate your money to them, and you look at your own life and it's still the same way it was previously, you're looking at the wrong content creator. You're looking at the wrong person. Yesterday, I was talking about this guy that I talk to all of the time on Facebook. His name is Christopher Cooper. And we are considering doing a live stream for YouTube because some shit went down yesterday that I couldn't believe in the middle of my Cynthia G live stream. Was this yesterday? I don't know. I work so much, I have no idea. But whenever I was doing that Cynthia G live stream, inside of that live stream, there was men in there trying to tell me that no successful man will help basically a damsel in distress or a single mother. Because women who are single mothers have depreciated in value. And so I was trying to explain to the men in that live chat that if having a child makes a woman depreciate in value to you, let's think about all of the stuff that you have done as a man, including your thirst for women, including your proclivity to be promiscuous, including you tricking off on females, including everything that you've done as a man in regards to women. Every single woman that you slept with, even if it's casual, especially if it's casual, for every woman that you have slept with, okay, you have depreciated in value. Think about that. That means most men ain't worth shit if we wanted to factor men in the same way. See, you guys, black men, with their ego and their pride and their hypermasculinity and their false sense of manhood, believe that those things are more important than them improving themselves so they can be a better version of themselves for a good woman, okay? Then you judge women, right? You judge women and put women up to this higher standard than you put yourself, which is ridiculous at the end of the day. Because if we start like comparing each other's behaviors, we would notice as a community that a lot of people, both male and female, in the black community are acting identical. When I was talking to Christopher Cooper and I was telling him that these black men were telling me that no successful man will go out there and help a damsel in distress, Christopher Cooper believes that black men will reach out to help a black woman at any given moment. At any given moment. Now, here's the interesting thing about the black men on YouTube versus the black men in the rest of the world, versus the black men on Facebook, versus the black men on Twitter. What I've noticed is they're very, very different. It seems like the black men on YouTube are the scum of the earth dudes. Like they're the bottom of the barrel dudes because the way that they think, their mentality is very different from other men. Like I can go onto a completely different social media platform and get a much healthier depiction of black women in these men's minds in regards to their experiences with black women than I can with men on YouTube. Men on YouTube have such a negative perspective of black women. And it's nowhere else. I promise you, it's just the world of YouTube. So that's why I think that YouTube is one of the worst places a man could go to look for guidance and leadership. And it's a lot of black men on here doing that. They come here because they don't have the father figures of their own. They don't have the man who helped them, structure their lives. That's why most of them are convicted felons, have a criminal record, abuse drugs, alcohol, have these poor habits, have the proclivity to be promiscuous and play women. Majority of these men are like that. But then they complain about the behaviors of black women. If I go onto another social media platform, Facebook, every time I go onto Facebook, it's a better grade of men there. Because 9 times out of 10, they're educated. Someone has taken the time to nurture these men. And plus, in the world of Facebook, you kind of got to be yourself. You don't have being anonymous as like a shield. I say all the time, I don't really like content creators on here on YouTube who are anonymous. Like someone hit me up about Jason Black the other day. And I put in my community tab, there's a reason why I don't have like this utmost respect for Jason Black. Because he's anonymous. A person that doesn't take accountability for what they say is spineless to me. That's not courage. You have to take accountability and responsibility. It takes courage for you to show your face, say what you believe is right, and then keep it moving every day, still dealing with the consequences of what you said. It's people on here that are anonymous and don't do that. That's why I don't have respect for any of them. So when people come to me talking to me about Jason Black and how I should, listen to what he says, I'm looking at them confused. Like, how could you listen to a person that doesn't even show you who they are? They're hiding who they are. So what other thing could they be hiding from you? You have to start factoring in the source of information. The source. Okay? You want to get onto YouTube and you want to be, inspired, or maybe you just come here for entertainment, or maybe you want someone to just agree with your shortcomings, because I see that happening a lot with these black men. These black men want someone to agree with the fuck shit that they're doing. So they'll look for male content creators who will depict themselves as these amazing leaders, but behind the scenes they have like these fucked up lifestyles. Okay, but they'll give a black man looking for some guidance some reassurance that the fuck shit that he's been doing in regards to his life and how he's been dealing with women is what he's supposed to be doing, and it's actually black women's fault. Now, as I was talking to Christopher Cooper yesterday, we got into the conversation of logic. I said to him, the way that black men are playing women right now is that they have now decided to let their actions now match their words. Because there was a time where a woman could date a black man and his words would not match his actions. So you wouldn't know that he's playing you. But now these players have got so good at their playing, what they've decided to do is mask their behavior so well, all right, that their actions now match what they say. And so I'm saying this to Christopher, I'm like, yo, women are getting played left and right, starting to, have their actions match their words. And he says to me, that's not logical. Men would never do that because men are logical. And I said, whoa, whoa, whoa. Logic goes out the window when pussy comes into play. When men are dealing with, their logic goes out the window. What takes its place is ego. What takes its place is pride. Okay? What takes its place, men aren't thinking logically when they're dealing with women, especially not men on YouTube. No man who is watching another black man on YouTube and is clapping in the comment section, agreeing with every single thing that black man says, is in a good place mentally. Because if you have the traditional beliefs of a real alpha male or a man who had a good father figure or something like that, you would look at these black men on YouTube and think they were pathetic. Because every time, like I said, it's a better grade of men on Facebook. When I get on the Facebook and I show men on Facebook who have education, who've had father figures, who've had like a good history of being good employers and employees and good contractors and, all types of stuff, good businessmen in general, and I show them a link of some shit on YouTube, just looking in the comment section, these men are disgusted because of the way that these men carry themselves on this website. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And then I had to explain, and a lot of people didn't believe this initially. I had to explain that black men on YouTube who come on here, who are content creators, who are in the comment section, the audience, they hate black women. They don't like them. They don't want to procreate with them. They literally hate them. When I started telling black men in other platforms this, they refused to believe it. I had to start sending them links. They couldn't believe it. So I'm sitting here and me and Christopher are talking and he's like, men don't do that. Men are logical. I'm like, logic goes out the window. Let me give you an example. and we were talking about Cynthia G, I said, even with my own situation, I said, what's logical about a man selling a woman a dream of marriage and kids, moving in with this woman, telling her everything she needs to hear, putting forth the energy to behave as if he's in love, when he doesn't love this woman and doesn't see any future with this woman whatsoever? Why? What does a man get out of doing that to a woman, and he doesn't start becoming who he truly is in the situation until after a woman gets pregnant, or after the shit gets so real that he knows he's stuck in the situation? How is that logical? How is it logical to a black man in the black community to not want children, right? Doesn't want any kids, definitely doesn't want any kids with the woman he's casually sleeping with, but instead of him deciding to use protection so he won't get this woman pregnant, he decides to bust up in it raw, and she gets up pregnant, and now he blames her for getting pregnant because he didn't want kids, and he's trying to make it seem like he told her that from the beginning. That's bullshit. And it happens in the community all of the time. And when women try to say, this is what's happening to us, people just completely disregard what we're saying because we're women. As if the only time something matters is when it's coming out the mouth of a man. I saw a man on YouTube post a video that basically said, a woman's college education does not matter, your manhood does. What? Really? Okay, wait. So your manhood trumps your intelligence? Your intelligence. So if in order for you to be a man, right, or considered a man, you have to date a woman who does not care about her education, who does not care about her getting a college degree. That's your definition of a man who's making a good choice in woman? If anything, as a man, you need to be trying to link arms with a woman who wants to educate herself, who wants to have a financial backing herself so she can assist you in building a family. The traditional ways of looking at women are over. And if you want to be that man to push the traditional sense of how a woman should be, you yourself need to be traditional. You need to be educated yourself. You need to have a job yourself. You need to not be drinking, not using profanity, not calling women out of their name. But that ain't you as a black man. But you want to push the narrative of what black women should, could, would be doing as mothers and wives? I don't get that. That's not logical. How is any of that logical? I refuse to believe that the behaviors of black men include logic. Black men have thrown logic out the window altogether, especially on this platform. And it saddens me every time I get on here, because the worst thing you can do as a man is disrespect women. Because part of being a good man, part of having phenomenal manhood, is you being able to respect women. A woman brought you into this world. Had it not been for your mother, you would be nothing. Now let's talk about the men who had horrible relationships with their mothers, because there's a lot of that. Most of the men out here who are complaining on YouTube about black women have had horrible relationships with their mother. So they want everybody to believe that all black women are bad and black men are what's up. Okay, so if that's the case, if single mothers ain't shit, black women ain't shit. Why aren't y'all sleeping with each other as men? Oh, wait, you are. That's what homosexuality is. So to me, most of the black men on here who are discussing finances, career, family, and they are not also pushing unity and respect in regards to how they're dealing with black women, what they are doing is promoting homosexuality. They're encouraging you all to fuck with each other and not women. See, a real man that will teach you a lesson about manhood will teach you how to encourage and help a black woman improve if in fact she does have a problem. Because as a black man, you are a leader. You are a leader. So as a leader, it becomes your responsibility to nourish the damaged. And all of us have some damage. All of us have been through something. All of us have been hurt. All of us have been misused. All of us have been lied to. All of us have been cheated on. There is no one in this world, regardless of color, that's exempt to pain. I've seen black men get onto this platform and laugh at a black woman's pain for entertainment. So when you start meshing men who are coming on YouTube looking for entertainment with men who are coming on YouTube just to look for some type of leadership, it blurs the lines. It confuses the masses. Because a male content creator will get on here and push this message that is only formed for entertainment, that's derogatory and disrespectful towards the black family, the black community, finances, black business, black money, all of it. It's only there for a source of entertainment, but then you got black men who are looking for leadership and guidance, and they fall for that shit hook, line, and sinker. It's too many black men on this platform that do not take responsibility for what they say, because number one, they just trying to get some paper. Number two, they just trying to, get a laugh. They want some likes. They want some views. Everything is about shock value. So to me, as a black man, you need to be careful who you watching. Because to me, most of this shit I'm seeing on YouTube is a whole bunch of black men promoting homosexuality. They're encouraging you to not deal with women. They're giving you a negative depiction of women. Some are giving you a negative depiction of women regardless of color. Some are giving you a negative depiction of just black women. Some are giving you a negative depiction of just single mothers. And I'm definitely here to say, as a single mother myself, I'm not a welfare queen. I'm not on welfare. I'm not on food stamps. I'm not on Section 8. I'm not on any of that. And most of the single mothers out here that I know of have amazing careers. They take care of themselves. They have their own cars, their own homes. Single mothers do not have time to do all of the foolishness that a lot of these black men on here claim that black women, black single mothers are doing. Because number one, when a child is your receipt, you don't have time for foolishness. You don't have time to be promiscuous. You don't have time to be up in the club twerking. You don't have time because you're taking care of a child alone. I don't even remember the last time I went out and had fun on my own. It's difficult. I'm a single mother. I don't have time. I'm out here getting my education, my money, working. I do not have the luxury to be out here chasing dick. Why would that be important to me? The last dick I seen was attached to my son's father. I I haven't seen adult dick since. With the exception of me changing my son's diapers, I have not seen a male. Cause I can't think about that shit. That shit's unimportant. And so when black men try to make it seem like single mothers are whores, they're out here sleeping around with this guy and that guy because they believe every single mother that's walking the earth gotta have multiple baby daddies. She's got sleeping with this guy and that guy, and she doesn't know who the father of her child is because you stupid niggas have been watching too much of Maury Povich. Stop making the TV make you think that that's reality. I lived in Atlanta. Y'all know I lived in Atlanta. In Atlanta, I saw single mothers. And there were plenty of single mothers living in poverty. But the majority of single mothers that I saw was doing their thing. Like nurses. Most of them was like nurses, lawyers, doctors, ministers, women who were teachers. I mean, I did not see a whole bunch of single mothers barefoot walking around waiting for a welfare check monthly and a food stamp. I didn't see a lot of that. And I guess because I wasn't always living in poverty, you can tell when you're listening to a YouTube content creator, right? You can listen to them and tell what type of surroundings they are living in by how they talk about women. If a black male content creator is only talking about hood rats and single mothers they don't like and black women that do this and that, that's negative, this and this and that, they live in the ghetto. They live in poverty. So would you trust a man who has been living in poverty year after year after year if you've been listening to him for years? How is that logical? That's not logical. See, everybody, we all have been in a place where sometimes we're not financially stable. I've done it. I was living in a damn hotel, sick and pregnant, because a black man thought it was okay to leave me there so he could sleep with a whole bunch of other women. How is that logical? People say, you got pregnant. Just like you stupid black women, why would you get pregnant by a man who was broke and you was broke and blah, blah, blah? Why would you do that, right? People say that as if they never heard the concept of unity and two people building something together. It's like they never heard of that concept. Never heard of the concept. But you claim you want black women to have a traditional thought process. I was in a traditional thought process. Number one, I required marriage. Okay? I was like, I'm not having kids with you until we're married. It didn't happen that way. But when it didn't happen that way, I didn't immediately think, oh, well, fuck this. I'm just going to put him on child support and we're just going to be broken up. And blah, blah, blah. Nah, I was like, okay, how am I going to get me and my husband out of this situation? We got to work together. Couples work together. Couples have financial issues sometimes, and they work together to improve. So that was my thought process. Getting me and my soon-to-be husband out of the shit situation that we were in. That was my goal. He wasn't thinking that way. Now, you could be in a situation where you're living in poverty and you're climbing your way out, or you got out. That's a good black content creator for you to listen to. A content creator who was in poverty, got his education, got his bread, and climbed his way out the hood. That's a black male YouTuber you could possibly be listening to. But to sit around every day and listen to these black male content creators who live in the ghetto, who abuse drugs and alcohol, who are promiscuous, disrespect women, and you look at these niggas and classify them as your leader, that's not logical. What I would prefer black men to do is adopt logic. When you're listening to black men on YouTube, factor in the source. Factor in their history. There's nothing wrong with the man improving. So let's say a man used to be a dope dealer or a drug dealer, or maybe he used to be living in poverty and now he's a businessman. I've heard of it. The backstory of my daughter's father. My son's father wants to be a thug. I don't know why. What man would still want to be a thug at 38 beats me. Because at some point, trying to be a thug and playing women and shit should get played to you after you a certain age. So I have no idea why my son's father is like that. Okay? And had I known he was like that, I probably wouldn't have fucked him at all. But he never came off as that. It wasn't until later that I realized that that's who he wanted to be. But my daughter's father, let me tell you something about my daughter's father, and I'll end with this. My daughter's father, my daughter's 18. When I met my daughter's father, he had already been working, okay? He was in college, and he was dealing dope. He was a corporate thug. And a lot of people don't think that the corporate thug exists. But that was him for a long time. He was like that the first couple of years we got together. And then when we had our daughter, he stopped dealing dope. But he was corporate thugging. He had his regular job, and then he was dealing dope. And he clawed himself out of that and ended up becoming the very man he wanted to be. He wanted to be an engineer. And he ended up becoming that. So I'm not saying that a black man can't do better. I'm not saying that the black men on YouTube that you're watching that ain't shit, because it's a lot of them. Put it like this, 9 times out of 10, it's all of them. Every single black man that you're watching on YouTube as a black woman or as a black man, every single one of them. All right? Factor in the source. Factor in what they're doing with their lives. And are they worth listening to? If you've seen them abuse alcohol and drugs in their videos, they're not a good leader. If you've seen them lose their temper too many times on a platform, they're not a good leader. If you never hear about them holding a relationship, they're not a good leader. If they've never talked about going to college or getting some type of education, they're not a good leader. If they can't give you deep details about some type of investments in regards to finances, anything, any ideas on how to have more than one source of income, they're not a good leader. They're here on YouTube for entertainment. And as a man, you got to be able to decipher the difference. And I know that's hard for a lot of men because, number one, you don't have the guidance and leadership that you're looking for already. So it's going to be difficult for you to come to a platform and be able to decipher the difference between someone you should be listening to and someone you shouldn't. So I get that. I get that. I understand that why so many black men are having a problem on YouTube. Because you don't know. It's like you just don't know no better. Because the men that know better wouldn't even bother. Like when I show men who know better the shit that's on YouTube, they are ashamed. I'm here to tell you that every single black man on YouTube who is encouraging you to not unify with a woman, they teaching you how to be a homosexual. They're teaching you how to be a part of this brotherhood that doesn't include you building a family and a marriage and doing something with a woman. Okay? It's bad enough they're already teaching you how to do homosexuality when you are a heterosexual person. But then it becomes even worse. What becomes even worse, teaching you how to build any type of family. It's nothing wrong with you being homosexual if that's what you want to be. But what they're teaching you in regards to homosexuality is coupled with like some hatred for the opposite sex that you're supposed to procreate with. Women are supposed partners, your assistants. We're supposed to help you with your lives as a black man. And we can't do that when our black men are getting onto YouTube and being taught to hate us and instead be a part of this brotherhood and have this bro code to where you don't fuck with women no more. That's what I see. Like, I've been saying that these men have been pushing homosexuality for years. This isn't the first time, but I think this is the first time that I actually pushed the message that black men are on YouTube who are teaching black men to not unify with women are teaching you how to be homosexual. They're teaching you to unify with another man, not with the woman. They're teaching you to unify with another man. Think about that. It's deeper than what you're looking at. It's like you're looking at it at first glance and you're not relating the two. Then you look around and you wonder why you ain't been with a woman in so long. It's because your ass been on YouTube investing your energy into a whole bunch of beta black males who don't have any type of father figure, who don't have no type of leadership whatsoever, and they're trying to lead you. So every single black man that's on YouTube, look at their message. And you will notice if they are teaching you to not unify with a black woman, or if they're teaching you that women are beneath you intellectually, or women are, disposable, women you shouldn't factor in what they're saying or doing or thinking, these men are teaching you how to be homosexual, real slick like. Because they probably homosexual in their damn selves. I just said most of the men, when you look at most of the black men on YouTube who are content creators, who classify themselves as leaders and who guide you, they have criminal records. They went to prison for some type of stealing something, some type of sexual assault, something like that, some type of fraud, or they abuse alcohol and drugs. They have these tempers that are out of control. Everything they say is egotistical and full of pride, arrogance, and immaturity. None of the information that they're giving you is beneficial to help you grow as a person. Go watch it. Go see for yourself. After you watch it for a while, you'll be like, oh, okay, I see what she was saying. But you have to pay attention. And too many people on YouTube, they aren't paying attention. They're just trying to find something that's entertaining. And the second a black man makes them laugh with a joke about a black woman's hair or features, her hairline, her nose, her teeth, she fat, or something crazy like that, all your logic goes out the window and you just start laughing and thinking what you are watching is beneficial to you, when really it's harming you in regards to how you relate to other women. I always say, don't drink the poison. How many times have I said to you guys, be careful what you watch on YouTube. Be careful what you consume. Not just food, but music, TV, lectures, motivational speeches, conversations that you're having with people, friendships, who you sleep with. All of that stuff is you consuming something. And if you're not careful, you're going to consume some poison. If you consistently looking out to the world for some entertainment and then you click on this video where this person is pretending like they're this magical leader that you should follow and you should go to their Patron and donate money and all of this stuff, if you looking at it, you have to understand, after you consuming it on a daily basis, it's affecting your life. It stopped being about, oh, I'm just here for entertainment. It's affecting your life now because you're watching it every day. You're consuming this person. You know this person. If you heard this person's voice somewhere else, you would know it was them. Be careful what you consume. Nobody's perfect. We all got shit we need to work on, okay? We all there. All right? But one thing that the black community needs to stop supporting is these black men on YouTube who are promoting that it's not okay to unify with a black woman. All black women are bad. All black women are all this negative, blah, blah, blah. I got all these complaints about black women. Question what they're doing when they get off of YouTube. Are they fucking men? Because it doesn't make any sense for you to be sitting here complaining so much about black women, and for some reason you don't see how you are a part of the problem at all. It's just black women. So you hate women. Because it's not like you're dating, like if, like I said, if you look at their track records, you don't see that they're in like these solid relationships. Some of them are married, been in a marriage for a long time. Some of them got girlfriends, live-in girlfriends, but that's few, not a lot. That's few. That's like a handful out of all of the male content creators. Think about it. To me, the ones that are pushing the false narrative or the negative narratives about black women the most are the ones who are homosexual, and they're hiding it underneath, and they're trying to encourage all of these men to get on board with their thought process, because it makes them hard every time a black man on YouTube gives them praise. So every time you as a black man get them a like or share their video or be in a comment section, you actually like nurturing their homosexual tendency. You ever heard of the mob mentality, where a whole bunch of men can come together and just jump on one situation? You ever seen a whole bunch of men jump on one woman? You ever seen that? I seen homosexuals do that, right? I seen like a group, like in Atlanta, I've seen a whole bunch of gay like dudes like jump on a girl. But how many times have you been on YouTube, right? And you seen a whole bunch of men gather together to jump on one female? I've seen them do it to Cynthia G. I've seen them do it to me. They've done it to Crystalline. Think about it. That's some homosexual shit. That is some beta male shit I've never, ever been able to understand. So if you subscribe to that, if you subscribe to the negativity that they push on a day-to-day basis, this is the poison that's affecting our community, and it's disgusting. And then they have to be so masculine and so alpha male and so like pretending to be alpha male, because it ain't like a real sense of alpha male or manhood. It's like this fake diversion or like this false depiction of malehood that they created. That's my perspective every time I look at these men. And people said, it could be people out there that be like, Soncerae, you're so wrong. Soncerae, this is not true. You know what I mean? All types of stuff. But deep down inside, they looked at it and they could see what I'm saying is accurate. Just go look at that shit. Just pay attention. I appreciate y'all watching.